So let's talk about Ivy League colleges. And we know that the anti-Semitism raging on some of the most elite institutions in our country has to be addressed. And as soon as Barnard got raided a couple of months ago by anti-Semitic activists from Colombia, they knew the president, this was his first opportunity to address it. So he took $400 million from them. And he said, do these 5 things or 8 things if you want to get it back. And they're still in discussions. When it came to Harvard and the threats against Harvard to straighten out their curriculum, to straighten out the anti-Semitism on their campuses, to start complying with some regulations that the administration put out, Harvard pushed back. And they said, we will not. And the president answered back last night by saying, if you will not, we're taking $2.5 billion from your grant system.
So there's this task force that is trying to get that money. Harvard, essentially, they've come back and they've said, you know what the administration is asking us to do is unconstitutional. It also flies in the face of our First Amendment rights. The president of Harvard, a fellow by the name of Alan Garber, sent a letter to the community to explain it. He said, although some of the demands outlined by the government are aimed at combating anti-Semitism, the majority represent direct governmental regulation of the intellectual conditions at Harvard. We have informed the administration through our legal counsel that we will not accept their proposed agreement. The university will not negotiate over its independence or its constitutional rights. So they've been hit with this $2.2 billion federal freeze. But here's the thing. I would imagine this is a battle that Harvard's going to fight, because while that's $2 billion, they've got an endowment at Harvard of $53 billion. So they've got a pile of dough they could rely on if they're going to fight this.
So the president's freezing $2.2 billion on grants, $60 million in contracts. President Obama applauded this because it's his alma mater, but Elise Stefanik also graduated from Harvard, and she was on Sean's show last night sounding off about it. But here's my question, Lawrence. Why should police officers, why should teachers, why should bricklayers and our blue-collar workers and the people in Detroit making our cars, why should they have to pay for schools that will continue and allow anti-Semitism on their campus? Because that's what happens. These are tax dollars. Harvard does have this huge endowment, and let all of that money go to community colleges. Let it go to Mike Rowe, who's starting trade schools. Allow that money to go toward individuals who are working hard in America and never would have gotten into Harvard or can't afford Harvard.
You're exactly right, Ainsley. They are not only anti-Semitic, but they allow people in on these visas that essentially hate the country. They want to redo what America is. And they have been very vocal about the people that have been deported by the president as a result of them violating their visa. The second thing is they don't want cops on their campus as well. A lot of these campuses shun law enforcement, don't want them there, and feel like they're an enemy to the American people, which we know is untrue. Let's talk with some of the diners right now and see what they're... Go ahead. One
of the lawyers fighting for Harvard is Robert Hur. Famously did the Hur report on Biden. And the other one's a conservative, too, so they think they have an advantage there. I would say this. They're going to have to evaluate. They're going to have everything under scrutiny. Why they're taking so many international students. What countries are contributing to their institution. What is in their curriculum. They're going to have to expose it all because the administration is just amping it up. Princeton's also fighting. Columbia's capitulating as of now. Maybe when they get a permanent president, they might change. But go ahead, Lawrence.
Yeah, you're exactly right, though, Brian. Let's go find some folks to talk to. Hey, how you doing, sir?
Doing great, man.
So Harvard, they're not going to comply with the administration. They said get rid of the anti-Semitism. The people that hate our country, that want visas, we're going to start revoking those visas. Harvard, as a result, have said, well, we don't want the money then. We're not going to negotiate with the administration. Where do you stand on this?
I stand 100% behind Donald Trump's decision to not fund them. People that work against this country are totally wrong. The woke need to wake up, okay, and get on the right side of what's going on. 1 minute they're saying one thing, next minute they're saying the other thing. They're doing a lot of flip-flopping, and I'm totally against it. You know, this is our country. We need to stand up for this country. I was a 9/11 first responder. I love our cops. I love our military. And people need to do the right thing by us first. And that's it.
What about you? A lot of people agree with you too, sir. He's talking about 9/11, and you see these people protesting in the middle of the street. Some of them are not even American citizens. They want to overthrow a lot of the government. Some of them have been extremely anti-Semitic. Is the president making the right move here?
I love him. I think he's doing a great thing. I'm behind him 1,000%. The man doesn't really make too many mistakes when he talks. He was right about most things, and I'm for him 100%.
Thank you so much. It's been a great time here with a lot of these folks right here. They've been talking about some of the issues that matter to the country so much, and this is one of them. We got to protect our country, and it starts with these children that are on these college campuses.
Hey,
guys.
Lawrence, look over your right shoulder. That's the town supervisor, Joe Saladino. Right there with that gray suit on. Tell him to wave.
Where's Joe? Yeah, that's Joe.
There he is. This is the guy in charge.
He said he grew up with you.
Right. But I think he's a Chaminade guy, though.
Spill the tea on Brian.
So Joe has been, he's been giving me all the dirt on Brian.
Oh, good.
Right.
And I prepared a dossier, and at some point I will release it on Fox and Friends.
And
but
you remember
I'm
Joe-
not prepared to do it this morning.
Is it a dirty dossier?
Right, no.
Player Massapequa's ever had. Great athlete, great guy, amazing family. Brian is the real deal.
All right, Tony.
How much did you pay him?
But he also tried to get Teddy Roosevelt's statue when they tried to get rid of it.
I remember.
He was going to breathe to Long Island.
That too.
All right. Well,
thanks, guys.
All right, we'll check with you again. Thanks, Lawrence.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.